Welcome back once again. Second video in my series on new truck order, or what happens at the end of lease. And again, if you missed, I'll put the link down in the description on me ordering the process to order a new truck at end of lease, which was the last video. But I wanted to do a video on Stripes and Stuff. Stripes and Stuff is the graphics company that Prime uses in Springfield, Missouri. They do all the graphics for every truck that Prime has. Company trucks, lease trucks. Obviously, if you get a truck outside of Prime, they're not going to do the graphics except for the required graphics for a lease purchase truck or an outside truck, which are going to be, Prime's still going to need a Prime small logo, the DOT number, because you're going to be running under Prime's authority. So you're still going to need that DOT number, and you're still going to have a Prime truck number if you're running under Prime's authority. So Stripes and Stuff, as are a lot of companies, they want standardization. So they have a font that the truck number has to be, the VIN number has to be, the DOT number has to be a standardized font. Prime has some rules about the Prime logo itself, the background. If you've ever seen the Prime logo, if you haven't seen the Prime logo, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in the description of this video as well Prime's Instagram page. And the reason I'm going to do that is because they tend to feature a lot of trucks. They feature a lot of the trucks and a lot of the different designs that people have done on trucks. And then you can also see some of the more standard trucks on their Instagram page. Now, there's other things obviously on there as well that they have featured. But I was looking for a good source for a lot of different trucks and styles, and that just seemed like a good strictly photograph place to do. So I'm going to throw that in the description of this video as well, and you'll be able to see, some of the various things that you're able to do through Stripes and Stuff. And I know I've talked briefly about them before, that you don't have to do anything. Bottom line, there are stripes along the side of the hood, and there are stripes that go along the side of the sleeper berth on Prime trucks. And then you have the standard Prime logos on the side, and then, as I mentioned, the DOT number, truck number, all of that. The logo, the only requirement on the logo is the drop shadow has to be black. I would have to look at a black truck. They may have a white version, but that's pretty much it. I mean, the letters themselves can be any color you want. And then the drop shadow just has to be that standard color. So again, I haven't double checked on a black truck, but I would imagine that there's a white option for a black truck, because it wouldn't make a lot of sense to have black drop shadow on a white truck, or on a black truck. Anyway, beyond that, you don't have to pick out your own striping pattern. However, what Stripes and Stuff does, if you're going to be ordering your truck, if you go back in that video, you can pick out the color of the truck that you want. And there were around 30 colors off the top of my head. You can pick, there's a PDF, and we're going to go through it here in a moment, of all of the graphics, the striping patterns that you don't have to pay for. You can also pick out the colors. So the PDF is going to have all of these stripe patterns, and they're going to be rendered in a certain color set. Say it's orange and blue on this PDF. Well, let's say you decide to order a green truck and you don't want orange and blue stripes. You don't have to have orange and blue stripes on a green truck. You can, on your green truck, say, I want those to be yellow and white. So, and they're still not going to charge you for that change, as long as you're just changing to basic colors. And that's any of those stripes that we're going to go through. There are 3 different PDFs that Stripes and Stuff, if you ask, will send to you via email. So that first PDF that we're going to go through, and I'll go through it here in just a second, They're all free. There's no charge for any of those patterns, any color change, again, as long as they are just standard basic colors. And that's that first PDF. If you want to change something on that PDF and say, I want chrome stripes, use the same pattern but switch to chrome, or switch to a diamond plate a graphic, that they will charge you for an upsell holographic. Anything you can think of, trust me, Stripes and Stuff has already thought of it. Any vinyl graphic that you have seen, Stripes and Stuff has access to it. And so again, the basic colors in that first PDF are all free. If you want to change up and say, I want chrome, I want holographic, then they'll upcharge you for that. The second PDF that we're going to go through is more stripe patterns, and those already have some of those chrome elements or holographic elements or whatever built in. So those are an additional upcharge. They're just a little bit fancier stripe graphics. And then the third starts to talk about some of the additional options that are going to be upcharges. Stripes on the hood. If you want to have stripes on the side, 4 more stripes on the hood. I know of a truck that has a whole bunch of stripes and it makes it look like lightning or something all across the hood. It's just something that they decided to do. That is not free. You have to pay for the additional stripes. And then you go into various logos. You can have an LLC, and they'll design an LLC logo. If you have an LLC, they'll design a logo with your help and put that on the side of the truck. And it goes through some of the options for that are on the less expensive side. If you don't want to pay a lot, they have some standard designs that they can just, punch in the name of an LLC. And then they talk a little bit about the custom options, because within reason, Stripes and Stuff can do just about anything you want. Now, it is subject to Prime approval. Prime, from my understanding, does not like skulls. But that's their prerogative. And then obviously anything that is offensive or whatnot, they're not going to allow you to do. But you can do, if your mind can come up with it, somebody has, and that's why I put the Instagram account down in the description, because you can see some of the things. And you can do anything from spending a couple of bucks, putting your name on the door, I think is $10. If you just want to do a standard truck, don't pay anything. Just put the traditional stripes that are on that first PDF that are free. Pick out your truck color, pick out your truck graphic color, put your name on the door and spend $10 and call it a day, or even skip that. You are more than welcome to do that. But you can also spend up to $3,000, I believe, is the highest I've heard for some of these graphic packages. So with that said, we're going to take a look at that first PDF and then move along and show you some of the other things that Stripes and Stuff is able to do. So, all right, so here is the first PDF from Stripes and Stuff. And we're just going to quickly kind of go through this. You can see it's part 1, basic stripe packages. And as you can see, there's just a whole lot of information that you can read through. Talks about that this is part 1. These are the basic packages. Stripe part 2, which we'll get to in a moment, are the extra packages. They're called Edge stripe graphics. They're digitally printed, so they cost a little bit extra. So here, you look on the first part, it says stripes can be made in different colors. They're not limited to what's shown. Some vinyl colors may have additional costs, such as, and then they go through iridescent, candy, color shift, chrome, whatnot. And then extra graphics is part 3, which we'll get to. So that's the LLC, the leased or operated by, in memory of design. So we'll go through those when we get to those. And then here it goes through some of the other basic things. Can I change the Prime logo or permit letter style? And it says no. Basically, the background must be black, no exceptions. There you go. And I was curious about that, even if it's going on a black truck. They're not allowed to change the letter style of the permit numbers, truck numbers, or of Springfield, Missouri. So they've selected that. And then there it goes. It says, can I put anything on the truck? And it's basically yes, anything you can think of. They are required to get approval from Prime. Prime does not allow you to paint directly on the truck. And then how can you pay? And this is where I mentioned before, you cannot bill your lettering to your truck. You do have to pay ComCheck, cash, MasterCard, whatnot. And you do have to pay it before you get the truck. So here is what I was mentioning before. The stripes on the sleeper and the stripes on the hood. And then there's the locations of the Prime logo and the numbers. So there's a Freightliner and there's a Peterbilt. And then here you get into all of the different stripe patterns. So this is what I mean when I say the colors you can change. So you may pick one, and just to quickly look at number 5, has 3 different blue colors. It's got a light blue, a teal, and a dark blue. You're not limited to only using blue. You could say green and do a light green and still have a teal. But just to quickly go through, and these are all numbered. And then they kind of get out of order in numbering. But I just wanted to scroll through this to give you an idea of how many different options there are. And you can see there's some numbers that are skipped, and I would guess some of the reasons for that is they don't offer some of these anymore. Then they switch over to design instead of having an actual number. So I can't tell you exactly what the number is, unfortunately. But it's quite a few. I'm trying to see if I can point out, if I see them as we go through, I will point out the ones that I have had on the 3 different trucks. But I mean, we're several pages in at this point. I think the first truck I had was under, there's a section called Tribal. But I don't recognize it on any of those. We still have more Tribals to come here, so you can tell there are quite a few options. Still not seeing that one I had on my first truck. So that may be one of those that they discontinued. So now we're into the flame patterns. That one might have been a flame pattern on my first truck. Nope, still don't see it. So, if you're into racing, here's some checkered flag themed ones. We're getting through here. A ton of different options. Scribbles. Lightning bolts. So, yeah, think about a lightning bolt. If you're, say, a Los Angeles Chargers fan or a Tampa Bay Lightning fan, you can do, say, Lightning 15 there in the top right and do a themed truck and not have to pay extra for the graphics. If you can find one that can fit with your theme, that's one way to kind of save some money. So here we go. My current truck has flag 07. So they're on the left side, kind of in the middle. That's what's currently on my truck, is flag 07. And then stars 01 is what I had on the truck before that. But, you can see we are still scrolling through all of the different options. And if you can't find one that you like, I'm not sure what to tell you, to be honest with you, because there are an absurd number. And again, these are still all of the free, if you like animals, here's a whole bunch of animal ones. If you can't find something you like, I don't know what to tell you, because that's there's just a ton, and these are still the free ones. You're on page 42 out of 44, so we're coming towards the end. But sports fans, here's a whole bunch of sports-related ones. So again, if you're doing a Los Angeles Chargers themed truck, and you want to not spend money on the stripe pattern, you can pick that Football 01, and you can change the black and red and have it be powdered blue and gold. So I think we're to the end there. So there's the first, that's all of the free graphics that Stripes and Stuff offers. Alright, so here is part 2 of the Stripes and Stuff catalog. And this is that Edge stripe packages. These are the ones that already had, and so just we're going through the same stuff at the top, the same questions, and then the same, here's where the graphics go. They also kind of show how you can, rather than just having on this picture the stripe go on the hood and on the sleeper, there is the option to have it go the entire length of the truck. But these are the ones that are designed to have the higher priced vinyl, so you can see that they're textured, or they have diamond plate or chrome. There are significantly fewer options of these, but these are the ones that, no matter what, these ones are going to cost money. There is no option for these where you can just pick them as a non-payment, and as you may have been able to read, it's because the vinyl options, they are they're cut vinyl. These are digitally printed onto the vinyl. So but as I said, there are significantly less of these, but these are other options if you do want to pay for the stripes. So there are those, and we're going to take a look at what they will send you and what they'll tell you about custom graphics next. And so here is that third part, extra graphics. And again, they go through all of the same frequently asked questions. And now here's where they show you, extra striping on the side of the top cap, artwork on the sleeper berth, names on the door. Do you want, the least? There's the leased and operated by decal. There's the stripes you can get on the top of a hood. There's some other similar things for Peterbilt. There's another thing for the back of the sleeper berth. Additional things for the hood flames. Pit crew. That's if you want to put kids' names on the truck, I think that's the intention of the pit crew option. And there's a whole bunch of. This is similar to the truck that I'm familiar with. It has a whole bunch of, although it's not flames, I don't think. It's a green truck, and it has yellow and red. They might be flames. I don't know. It looks kind of like snakes. But that's very similar to how that truck that I'm familiar with is. It has a whole bunch of flames on it. And then it goes to, here's the large and unique graphics, which gets into the, you can do just about anything you want. Here's more extra striping, full-length stripe, two-color lettering is an option. And then here's some of the standard templates. If you want to put that leased by, and these are the lesser expensive of those. You can create anything you want, but if you want to just put, if you like, that cactus one, LO Cactus towards the bottom left. Leased and operated by Your Name Anywhere USA. So, for mine, it could say leased and operated by John Ogren, and then put, Decatur, Indiana, just as an example, as I run out of Decatur. Would be an option, although a cactus would be kind of odd in Decatur, Indiana. Maybe a corn stalk would be more appropriate. But they have a whole bunch of these that you can do, and these are all leased and operated by, so that you don't necessarily need to put your name in there. You could put an LLC in there. So this scroll one on the bottom left, it could say leased and operated by Orion Tanker Transport, Decatur, Indiana, as an example. And then, if you just want standard graphics, good news if you're a Eagles fan, kind of bottom middle there, Philadelphia Eagles, that's one of their standard graphics. That's kind of interesting. But there's a whole bunch of birds and eagles and wolves, so that you don't have to pay a lot more, because these are already designed, and you can have these put on. And the reason that these are less expensive is because they're already in their computer system. If you want custom artwork done, they're going to have to go in and not draw it necessarily, but they're going to have to convert it from whatever file you send over to their particular computer system. But that's just an example, I think the last page is blank here, of the options that they already have in their system. So there you go. There are the Stripes and Stuff PDF files that they will send to you. Obviously, if you want to take a look at them a little more in depth and have more time to look through them, you can contact Stripes and Stuff. And they are in Springfield, Missouri. They will be more than glad to email you all 3 of those PDF files, and you can peruse them. You can read all the information. That's, again, a lot of that is really basic stuff, and the bottom line ends up, if you want to do something other than what's in there, you are free to do that. It is all subject to Prime approval. What the design is on your truck. If you take a look at that Instagram website, you'll see that there are a lot of people who have done a lot of different things to their trucks, and it's whatever you are interested in, you can probably do a truck. Somebody has probably done a truck similar before. I've seen a Deadpool truck. If you're a comic book fan, I've seen one that has the hood, just off the top of my head, the hood had the Deadpool logo on it. It said something about maximum effort on the side, and something about chimichangas on the side of it as well. So you can do that. You can do something similar to that. I've seen fantasy inspired, probably one of the most elaborate trucks I've seen. Basically was wrapped. You can wrap a truck, and I'm not sure that there's any photographs of that on the Instagram page. But if you're not familiar with wrapping, think of like what they do with buses, where the entire bus is covered in a graphic. And obviously, it's a matter of what you want. If you don't want to pay any money, you don't have to pay any money for the graphics. And again, as I've said before, my personal feelings on it, obviously I'm not telling you what to do, but my opinion is that you should enjoy. You're going to spend a lot of time in your truck. You should be proud of it. You should enjoy what you ride around in. I'm not spending $3,000 personally, but I am spending a couple of bucks. I'm still not prepared to give away. I will tell you that we have scrolled past the stripe pattern, because I did choose a standard stripe pattern. However, I have done a couple of things above and beyond that I am paying for, just to make the truck my own. So, still waiting and not ready to disclose exactly what it is at this point. Thanks for watching. Again, in the description, you can go to the first video about ordering a truck. You can go to the Instagram website for Instagram page for Prime. Link to that coming up in the description. And as always, if you are interested in coming to Prime, click on the link to the application in the description of this video, and it'll take you right to the application. If you have any questions, comment on this video, or my email is in the description as well, so you can send those to me. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.